Senior Vice President of Marketing and also the co-founder of Quant Fusion. So she's going to be up here tonight talking a little bit about artificial intelligence and how you can use that to your marketing advantage. And you'll also learn some tips and tricks on how to expand your knowledge on that and a little bit more. So feel free, she wants to have some conversation with you guys, so participate throughout, and at the end we'll also have an open Q&A as well. So please give a warm welcome to Ronda Clement.
Before I get started, yes, I want this to please be conversational. If you guys want this to be Q&A along the way, that's fine with me. I've already broke a cardinal sin rule, which is I have 21 slides. In corporate America, you should have more than 12 or 15. So, but don't panic, we're going to be flying through those slides and having fun. So, yes, thank you, Megan, for introducing me, Gary, for inviting me. I am extremely passionate about the marketing discipline. I've been in this field my entire career. Is it working fine?
Oh yeah, I was just going to offer you the clicker.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry.
I'm extremely passionate about the marketing discipline and I've been in this my whole career. I absolutely love it. I love working in marketing. I never wake up and say, oh, I gotta work today, I gotta do marketing. Maybe about some of the executives I work with, I might feel like that, but with regard to what I do, I absolutely love it. And since I've been studying marketing AI for almost a year now, I love it even more. So one of my passions also ties to the marketing field, and I shared with Gary and Megan when I met with them. But there's somebody else on the phone with us that day. Am I forgetting someone else? Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. There is a stereotype about marketers that I do not like. People that I've worked with in my career know that this is a trigger point for me. When someone says, you marketing people, go make it look pretty. So somebody ever said something to you and you're just kind of like listening and you have a trigger, and what do? Your back goes straight, right? So there's a joke, people who have worked with me, they're like, oh, Ronda's back just went straight. Because somebody on a conference call said, okay, you marketing people, just go make it look pretty, you know that stuff you do. I have a huge problem with that. I recognized this a long time ago, and I've made it my mission to change the stereotype. Guess what? Marketing AI is going to help us to keep bringing more credibility to this discipline. We do not get the credibility that we deserve. Anybody, HR thinks they're the best division in the company, operations thinks they're the best division in the company, sales says you can't do anything without me, operations says you can't do anything if I can't implement it, finance says you can't live without me, payroll says you wouldn't get paid if I wasn't here. Well, we're just as important as all those other people. So what I would really like to do today, thank you guys for inviting me, is let's all work on this together and change the stereotype, because together we can gain some ground. And if we can just learn a little bit more about marketing AI, that will help us get there too. So this is where I had introductions because I kind of just thought they'd be like 5 or 10 people in the room. So we won't go around the whole room, but let's do introductions. If anybody wants to share, what are you expecting to get out of today? Like, what is something you'd be like, I'd like to learn more about this, and 2, 3, 4 people, anybody want to share? Instead of doing an introduction in the whole room, what do you expect to get out of today? Because I would like to tailor my comments to meet the needs of the audience. Okay, come back.
How do you incorporate AI into app development?
How do you, I didn't fully hear, how do you what?
How do you incorporate AI into app development?
How do you incorporate AI into app development? Elaborate a little bit more.
Like, if you're building an app and you need AI to be a part of it, what are the first steps? What do you...
Training, classes, coding classes, that kind of stuff. But that learning development, algorithms, all those things behind the scenes. And there's somebody else on this side.
I was going to ask in general, like how AI is going to impact the job market in the future.
Great question. I think I can address that along the way. I think it's a great question. I've been heading marketing departments for quite a while. I can tell you right now, I'm working for a tech startup right now. If I was in my previous job where I had a whole marketing team reporting to me, I can tell you right here and now, I would be starting to hire people that know marketing AI. Absolutely. I think, do we have seniors in the room? Okay, so you guys are graduating in May of next year. I promise you what you see today in the job market and what you see in May of next year is going to look vastly different. Play the long game. Long game normally means more than 12 to 24 months, I would think, but play the long game. Be ready for when you get into the job market. Juniors, same thing. 24 months from now, I can't even imagine what it's going to look like, but it's going to be, the train is going to pick up speed, and I promise you they're going to be looking for people with marketing AI. If I was hiring, I would be looking for people with marketing AI experience. So, great. Anybody else?
Maybe like the ethics of using AI in marketing and how much you can use it versus how much you shouldn't.
Great question. There's a lot of conversation right now about, okay, Elon Musk was like, let's stop AI for 6 months. There's a lot of companies that are very skeptical, very afraid. They're worried about people weaponizing generative AI, putting false information into the public domain. Absolutely. So I'll get into a little bit more about that, about the human element. Gary and I were talking about this. There's already false information in every channel that we read today. This is just a new vehicle like ChatGPT. There's going to be false information. There's false information all over the internet. We get false information that comes into our email box. We get false information coming across our social media feed, don't we? Does anybody see everything that's 100% true that they read every day? I don't. So we're already experiencing that. But it's definitely a big concern for corporations and executives. Absolutely. Okay, so there we go. Today is objectives. This is just in the agenda, so I'll just keep going here. So what we're trying to accomplish today, I want you guys to get a little bit more comfortable with what AI is all about. We're going to get acquainted with marketing AI because I believe all of you are marketing majors. Is that correct? So this is an AMA organization. Is that
There
correct?
are more majors.
What's that?
We have more majors, business majors, different.
Okay,
different
perfect. So no harm in learning about marketing AI for your business as well. And let's learn about some AI thought leaders. Because we're going to, at the end, I'm going to have some call to actions for you guys to see what we can do to be ready for the job market. That's honestly what I'm trying to do today, is what can we do to get all of you guys ready for the job market. Or somebody was talking about an internship. Where is she? She's doing an internship. Who was here before? Hands and chocolate.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So even internship, oh, she's in the back, yeah. So even internships, wouldn't it be nice to have a better understanding about marketing AI, even if you're not looking for your full-time job yet. So, AI. Show of hands. Who is using AI? Actually, can I have you guys all stand up until you're using AI? Because they're like really shy here. They're like, their hands are like this high, I couldn't really tell. So you guys are using AI. And those of you who are not standing, anybody, no, you don't think you're using AI? People are sitting, saying that, do you really, no, you're not using AI. Nope. Okay. So, everyone stand up. Everyone stand up. Okay. Now people are just standing up. I'm sorry, I need you guys to sit down. Okay. So these people said they're not using AI. You're not using AI? Does anybody use Canva? Use Canva? You're using AI. You must sit down. Whoa! Okay, use Canva? Dang. Okay. Anybody use Uber? Ever? You're using AI. Okay, so everybody's sitting down. The point of this exercise is we're all using AI already every day. Does that make you feel a little bit more comfortable? Maybe? You're already using it. So anybody want to take a guess about Uber? Like start thinking how the Uber app works. Yes.
I know whenever I go into the Uber app, it'll automatically set to where I usually go Uber to, so it'll say like where.
Perfect example. I love that. I love that. Did everybody hear what she said?
No.
Go again. Stand up.
I was just saying that whenever I open the Uber app, it'll automatically set me to wherever I'm usually going to, whether that's like home or wherever.
That's AI. You guys open up your maps and you get some sort of recommendation because it knows you went to a certain place on a certain time on a certain day okay? That's AI behind the scenes. So Uber, Uber's all about using AI. What job did Uber disrupt?
Like taxi, but
Exactly. Was anybody upset when Uber launched, anybody in this room upset when Uber launched their app and displaced taxi cab drivers? I wasn't. Anybody upset? Like, this is great, it's so much more convenient, the drivers are nicer, they don't drive as crazy, right? And it's just so much more convenient, this app. Well, maybe just Gary and I will probably remember this, but years ago, you used to call a phone number and a dispatcher would find the closest taxi to you to come pick you up. That's the human way of doing it without automation. Now you have this Uber app, it's all automation, all AI, doing in place of what a person used to do, picking up the phone. You would call the taxi cab dispatcher, you would hear the person radioing into the taxi cab driver that was going to come get you. That's all being replaced with technology, and that's all AI. So, have everybody heard a lot of the frustration around AI is replacing jobs. So, when we displaced the taxi cab drivers, none of us were upset, but now that it affects us, we're a little not sure, we're leery. I'm not sure about this because it's affecting us now. Marketers, people are looking at the job market. What am I going to do? How I'm going to make myself valuable with this marketing AI stuff? That's a lot of what I think some of the discomfort's about because now it's affecting me as a marketer. The Screen Actor Guild strike, is everybody familiar with what's been going on in Hollywood? I heard one of the sound bites and one of the leaders said, "We will not be replaced by computers." Did you see that sound bite, Gary? It was fine when Uber launched and the taxi cab drivers got displaced, but now it's affecting us, people who write for a living. We feel a little nervous. So that's a little bit of kind of what's going on behind the scenes around AI. So another AI, anybody use voice to text on their phone? That's AI. It's called natural language processing. Just listen to those words. Natural language processing. The AI tool, the algorithm, the program is processing natural language. And if you ever do voice to text, it goes to sleep here. If you ever do voice to text, do you guys actually look at your phone when you are doing the voice to text? Anybody actually look at the phone? Do you see it correcting itself? That's AI. Because it's processing natural language and it's learned what you've been saying into voice to text. So my daughter's name is Jose. She has Josee. She has the accent over the first E. And my voice to text knows how to spell my daughter's name on voice to text. Because it's learned, it trains. And that's what ChatGPT does. It's a training model. It learns. So voice to text does the same thing. So we're all using AI every day, and we didn't even realize it. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about AI. Any questions? No. Okay, let's see. So here is the definition. Now you can find a bunch of different definitions out there, but this is kind of in its simplest terms. Computer systems and software are designed to mimic human intelligence. That's what we were just talking about, right? Voice to text mimics human intelligence. Uber mimics human intelligence. I can keep going on and on with others in Canva. This PowerPoint I use is a marketing AI tool. Unbelievably savvy and sophisticated, so fun putting together, mimics human intelligence. So very simply, if you kind of think of it that way and think of automation instead of manual, that's really all AI is. But it's a very big topic right now, and people are throwing a lot of words around. A lot of words. Anybody hearing any other words other than AI or artificial intelligence when they're talking about this particular space? Anybody want to throw out any? Go ahead. Machine learning, excellent. We already said something with natural language processing. Remember we talked about that. This is the voice to text. Any other ones you guys are hearing? Anything else?
Like the metaverse.
Metaverse. That is all AI backed.
Big data.
Big data, that's a great one. You guys been hearing about data science, robotic process automation. That's all subcategories of AI. So when you're reading things, or you might be talking to someone and they're throwing all these words around it, it's not part of our natural language right now, right? This is not something, when you guys go out and hang out at a bar, do you guys say like, robotic process, automate, like, you say AI, right? But all these other big things, these big words, it kind of feels scary. We don't really know what they are. We don't know how the programming works. It's a whole different sphere and way more technical, so it feels kind of scary. So my next piece, and the reason why I was asking these questions is because I wanted to bring up this word map that I found. These are all things I hear people talking about when they're talking about AI. A lot of these things for the marketing majors, you don't have to worry about. FinTech, you don't have to worry about it. It's finance. Even a lot of the programming and developing and the more technical stuff, really, it's nice to kind of know how the tool works, but you don't have to be the programmer and know how to design the tool or design the app. You don't have to know. You just have to get acquainted with the tool and have a little bit of understanding of how the tool works. So these are all sorts of words that people want to throw around. And you guys already pulled some good ones out. Anybody ever use a chatbot? Chatbot. That's AI. Use chatbot? Yep. Anybody not sure what a chatbot is? You know, when you're on a website and the little chat pops up and it's not always a person, you can tell when it's not a person, you can tell that's AI. That's AI, so we're using it every day, all of us. So my two favorite in this big word map is natural language processing, which we've already talked about. We're all using it. So now you can say, I use NLP. Most people use the acronym. I know about NLP. I use NLP. So it starts to feel a little more comfortable. And robotic process automation is a very, a way of designing AI tools that's very involved in the marketing space. I generally don't know if it's involved in fintech and other areas, but it's very much part of the marketing space, because in marketing, for those of you who are majoring in marketing, you know one aspect of marketing is campaigns. And you have to manage a campaign, and there's a sequence of events that's planned for the campaign, right? Step 1 through sometimes step 100 to develop a campaign, execute on a campaign, and market a product, or launch a new product, go to market with a new product. Robotic process automation does that sequence, automated versus manual. So it sounds really snazzy, right? Oh my gosh, RPA, robotic process automation. RPA, I think I said it wrong. Oh wow, it's what we've all been doing, but it becomes automated. It's automated. You still have to have your fingers on the tool, and you got to say, this is the sequence of events that I want to do, and here's the content I want to use, but then it executes the campaign for you automatically. So, those of you, anybody have had experience in campaign management or an internship where you helped on a particular campaign, launching a product, in any sort of campaign? That's okay if you haven't, that's fine. But going into the workforce, you're probably going to very quickly for our marketing majors, and hopefully they're using marketing AI, and if they are, you're going to be using RPA. So out of all of this word map, if you just even took away natural language processing today, I would be thrilled. But I decided to go one little extra step and try robotic process automation with you guys. So, any questions? No? Okay. Okay. Anybody a college football fan? Yes. All right. Anybody following Deion Sanders in Colorado by any chance? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. I'm a big Deion fan. Sorry, I am. He's a great motivator. So there was a soundbite the last couple of weeks, because they've been getting a lot of backlash about not getting a lot of credibility around the program that's put together in Colorado. And Deion said, I ain't coming, I'm here. Or we're here. We ain't coming, we're here. So I was like, that made me think of AI. So I need to enjoy my Saturdays a little bit more when I'm watching college football and not think about AI. But I was like, that's a really good analogy for AI. It's not coming, it's here. So I went and typed this into the Google search engine, and I found some images that popped up with this particular saying that other people are saying that it's not coming, it is here. It is here. We're all using it already. So let's get on the train and keep going. So the hype. Anybody know where the hype came from? Anybody want to take a shot at where the hype came from? All this AI hype.
They made it from like ChatGPT.
Bingo. Yes. Perfect. That is the hype. So I'm going to show you a little bit. A lot of AI tools have been around for a very long time. We didn't see what was happening until ChatGPT was launched. And that was launched on November 30th of last year. And I was already studying AI. I think I heard about it in January. So I missed the first couple of months. And all of a sudden, it's just a tidal wave of what's this ChatGPT, what is it all about? And so now here we are, almost a year later, and I feel like everybody knows about ChatGPT, but that caused the hype. Exactly. Everyone started paying attention because ChatGPT is doing to writers what Uber did to taxi drivers. Generating content, writing content. There are people who write blogs for a living, that write for newspapers for a living, that write for their companies for a living, that write RFPs, that write technical papers, that write case studies, that write white papers. This is what they do for a living. They're now having ChatGPT, I like to say, assist them with their job, not replace their job. So we have some resistance going on, but why don't we embrace it? It's not going away. But that is what caused the hype, ChatGPT. Exactly. People started saying, what's this AI stuff? What's going on? Hence why I'm standing here today. Because we've gotten so much attention on AI, we're trying to figure out how does this impact us? How does it impact me as a college student graduating soon? What can I do to learn more about it? How is it going to affect me? So ChatGPT caused the hype. I want to show you guys something. Just going to be a comparison of the hype and the momentum of ChatGPT. So it took Facebook and Google each 60 months to reach 100 million users. Instagram 30 months, TikTok 9 months. Salesforce, it took them 20 years to reach 100 million users. And Amazon Prime subscribers, 14 years. Anybody want to guess how long it took ChatGPT to reach 100 million users?
5 days.
I love that answer. Time to close. Anybody? Do you guys think, I don't have a TikTok account. I just don't have time. I'm sorry, I just don't. I barely had time to look at my Instagram. So I do remember when this all came about and just the wave of TikTok. I have two 25-year-olds, they're twins. So back when TikTok was launched, I listened when they talked, so I heard about TikTok and the adoption and what was going on, and I thought that was lightning speed. So any other guesses on how long it took ChatGPT to hit 100 million users? You want to try? Yeah.
3 days.
Okay, anybody else?
2 weeks.
Okay, one more. 2 months. So we had 5 days, 3 days, I think 7 days, and a month. 2 months. 2 months. 100 million users in 2 months. What do you guys think about that? How does that make any sort of impression on you all? And what is it? Anybody want to jump in?
I think it's interesting how it grew so fast, yet people still don't know entirely how to use it.
Oh, wow, that is great. Megan makes a great comment. ChatGPT grew to 100 million users in 2 months, but people don't really know how to use it. That couldn't be more true. That couldn't be more true. So anybody, I have a philosophy or a hypothesis of why that's the case. There's no real training. You gotta just sign on and figure out how to use it. You're not sure where to go to learn to be a good prompter. Like, how do I prompt ChatGPT? But I'm gonna give you guys some influencers in a little bit that you can follow that help with that. Like, how do I actually training anybody on ChatGPT. A friend of mine had sales and marketing at a global educational company. And his biggest clients were Oracle, IBM, Microsoft. He told me this himself. Oracle, IBM, Microsoft have called him to say, you need to help us build our AI training programs. Wait, hold on a second. I would think Oracle, Microsoft, and IBM would have this all figured out. I would think they would be calling a vendor to say, help us build our AI training programs. But that plays into what Megan's saying. It's like, there's all these users, but we're not really sure how to use it. There's also a bunch of versions. So there's ChatGPT 3, which is free. There's 4, it costs money. There's plugins. There's all sorts of things going on. There's a version that you can pay for, and you can upload PDF documents. Because there's all sorts of different versions. And unless you go in and use the tool, it kind of feels like I'm not really sure if I'm using it right. Am I getting what I need? What do I not know? Should I be using more of it? Should I be paying for a subscription? All those things are happening. That's a really good point. So,
This is a defining moment. Generative AI arrived, creating a once-in-a-generation opportunity for business. Meet IBM watsonx, an enterprise-ready AI and data platform in 3 parts to help you train, tune, and deploy AI models, scale workloads wherever your data resides, and design more trustworthy AI workflows. watsonx.ai is our studio for AI builders to help you create.
I'm going to stop it because it's over a minute. This is on IBM's YouTube channel. Just to show you what's happening with the hype. So, who has heard of watsonx before just now? Okay, excellent. How did you hear about it? Do you remember?
I was in their accelerator program last summer personally, so I kind of like that into it.
Okay, anybody? Megan?
My mom works there.
Oh, that's a great connection. So, watsonx, I heard about it several months ago. It was launched 2 years ago. September of 2021. September of 2023. It's been on the market for 24 months. And the majority of the group has never heard of it. But I was watching the US Open tennis, and not this particular advertisement, but there was a watsonx commercial during I think it was the finals. I think it was Djokovic against Shelton. I think it was the finals. And a watsonx commercial came up, and I said, ooh, they're playing big. I don't know, here, how much money do you think that spot cost? It was probably 10, 15 seconds. 10 million? I have no idea either. But I knew the other advertisers that are advertising on the walls at the tennis stadium, like Chubb and some other big ones, I'm like, ooh, they're swinging for the fences here. So here's a product that was launched 2 years ago, nobody's ever heard of, but guess what? Because of the hype, now the market's paying attention and saying, what's going on here? Should I be using AI? They decide to launch during the US Open finals game this past weekend. And then on NFL Sunday, there was an Amazon Worldwide Services. They also have an AI tool. Theirs has been out since 2015. They had a commercial during NFL Sunday. So they're swinging for the fences right now. So it's coming. It's not coming, it's here. But the wave is going to continue to move forward. So in your free time, just maybe learn a little bit more about watsonx. It's an enterprise solution across the whole enterprise. I wouldn't say it's a marketing AI solution. Although there's probably options or there's different portals inside the tool that you could use for marketing. But this is like a huge enterprise solution to manage data, looking for trends, do some forecasting. That's what watsonx is. So let's jump into marketing AI. I kind of want to take you guys through like what is happening with AI, where did the hype come from, and then now we can talk about marketing AI, particularly for marketing majors. So this is my specialty, marketing AI. I wanted to give you guys a little bit about this was a study that was conducted on like 2-3 months ago. Gartner, and you guys all know they were like one of the best thought leaders in the world in every function of an organization. and they have some great data on AI. And I specifically went on their site and I looked for marketing AI stats. And they did a poll back in April of this year, so this is fresh, great data. And these 2 points really grabbed me. Marketing leaders, I think they started at 405, probably like CMOs, chief marketing officers. They called them marketing leaders, but it was probably CMOs. So of those 405, 63% said they were going to invest in AI in the next 24 months. I'm like, that's fantastic. I wish it was a little higher, but that's okay. If they polled them again in 6 months, maybe we'll have more than 63%. But I'm like, this is wonderful. I love this. This is where we're going. But then the MarTech utilization has declined. It's a paradox. I'm like, wait, whoa. 63% are going to invest in marketing AI, but yet the usage of the MarTech stack has declined. I immediately said, I understand this, believe it or not. Anybody else say like, well, what's your reaction? Because it's kind of like we're saying two different things. Anybody have a reaction? I actually understand this. Believe it or not. If I was a marketing leader, I would say, absolutely, we're going to be investing more money in marketing AI. The reason, and they gave the reason why the MarTech utilization is declining. And the two that jumped out at me was, it's too complex. I actually don't agree. It's not. I've been using this stuff. It's not too complex. But that's what the marketing leaders are saying. It's too complex. That's what the people are. The other one was, I can't, here you go, person asking with the Mercedes cap on over there. They go back to like hiring. What do? We get ready. He said, I can't find talent that knows how to use the MarTech stack or marketing AI. 100% true. I've experienced this the last several years. It is like pulling teeth and trying to get people to adopt technology. They are terrified of it. They're terrified. And this is before the ChatGPT hype. So now, why are we like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I like this. I didn't even like technology before the hype. And now it's like, whoa, I'm back to our corner. I didn't like the technology before the hype. Now I'm figuring out, I better figure out how to like technology and figure it out. But marketers are not adopting technology. Very few are using technology, and very few, if hardly any at all, are adopting marketing AI. But I can assure you today, I will stake my house on it. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need marketing AI. I will stake my house on it. I am currently with a tech startup. I have a 1-year commitment with them that I signed from the beginning. And I'm probably going to be moving back to doing what I've done before. I just really miss the full-blown marketing team, doing unbelievable stuff, launching products, just the craziness. And when I go back to that role, I'm going to be like, yeah, I need people with marketing AI on my team. And people are going to be on my team and be like, you need to go get the training. We're going to buy subscriptions to train them. And when I'm going to be hiring, I'm going to be looking for people who are willing to adopt it. And people on my team that don't want to adopt it, we're probably going to move them out. I had a job back in 2019. It was a job I was in prior to my current position. And a person inherited a team, had a marketing team, a $1 billion managed care company. And one person on the team said, I don't use PowerPoint, I don't use Excel. And what was the next thing that went in my head? Anybody want to guess? 2019, I don't use PowerPoint. They told me, as the head of marketing, I don't use PowerPoint, I don't use Excel. Anybody want to guess what the next thing was in my head? Oh, yes.
See you later.
Exactly. I said to myself, she's gone. You gotta use technology. And if in 2019 you're not using Excel or PowerPoint, I have no use for you on my team. None, zero, zip. So now we're moving into this age of marketing AI. And more and more people are going to be like me. I am the rare person right now that is going to ask a team to adopt more and more tech and adopt AI. But more and more people are going to be going to follow what I'm thinking, I promise you. Because what's going to happen is someone is going to say, we're doing this, and going to go back to the chief executive officer or the chief financial officer and say, this, we're going to do this, and these are the advantages, and these are the risks, but this is why I want to do it. You probably get the buy-in. Or somebody's going to go to the head of marketing and say, you need to start adopting marketing AI because I've heard our competitors doing it. So it's going to happen. So a little bit more about marketing AI. So remember that big word map? We're just talking about marketing AI now. There's a whole bunch of categories for marketing AI, of where you can adopt marketing AI tools in the marketing arena. This is not every single thing that we do in marketing. This is just some of them. But slide on to bit 6. Okay, and I didn't want to inundate you guys. So these are some areas where you can look for marketing AI tools to help you with these particular functional areas in the marketing arena. The first one is the easiest one, content creation, ChatGPT, right? Boom, they're already using it. Art and design, there's all sorts of tools out there that you can use, marketing AI tools to help with design and art. I'll keep going, video, lead scoring, website, social media. The least amount of movement in marketing AI I've noticed has been in the social media front. There hasn't been much. I haven't found a tool that's really knocks it out of the park more than the current ones, which is like Hootsuite, Spreadfast, I believe it is. I haven't found another one yet. I'm digging, trying to find it. But I found a great lead scoring tool. I found content creation, ChatGPT. There's some other ones. I found a great video tool that would replace people who are like that. There are people, their job is to create videos. There are companies, all they do is create videos. Anybody heard of Company Man Studios? It's in Tampa. Yes. Okay, so Rob Williams' company is great. I've used him. He's been one of my vendors for a year. You can bet your bottom dollar Rob's trying to figure out how to adopt marketing AI so he can stay in business. That's the way to win. Not resist, adopt, be part of it. It's not going away. Lead scoring, that's a little sophisticated, maybe for you guys who are not out in the workforce yet, but there are tools out there that I'll show you in just a minute that integrates a Salesforce.com function, a lead list function, an email marketing function, and a data marketing attribution function. That's what the whole lead scoring is about. When you score leads, this is people that are engaging with your marketing program. You can score them on their activities and how they're engaging. Right now, we do that 30 days after it happens. There are tools that actually can do it in real time. Content creation. So first one, ChatGPT. I love that most of the firms using ChatGPT. Has anybody heard of Bing Chat? Gbard, which is Google Bard. Those are actually competitors at ChatGPT. Anybody in the room heard of those too? Yes? We got one person? Which one?
No, sorry.
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure that there was an AI called Tay by Google and it got extremely exploited in the first couple of hours. Wasn't that when the stock went down, the stock went down during the bar?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard that. These are the competitors to ChatGPT, and so just to show you how much the ChatGPT hype has got the market cornered, no one else in the room had heard of these. And I went and asked, well actually, ChatGPT only goes back to September of 2021. I don't know if you guys knew that. So if you ask ChatGPT a question that is something that has happened since then, it's going to tell you it doesn't know the answer. It doesn't say it like that, but so I had to go dig around, and so I went to old-fashioned Google and asked, some other GPT functions. So the difference between these, ChatGPT, it's public domain. That's where the concern is. The question about the ethics and the concern, that is public domain. Whatever you put in ChatGPT, it is public domain. The tool is learning what you are putting into it, what are you prompting, and if somebody else asks a similar question, it's going to use your prompting, your information to help answer that question. So companies are very worried about intellectual property, This is why they're not letting their employees use ChatGPT. But here's the funny thing is, there are companies that are already on the market, and it only happened 2 or 3 months ago, that are using an API, an application programming interface, an API with ChatGPT, and then it has secure firewalls. So people learn, oh, people are afraid of using ChatGPT because it becomes public domain. So your company's already built since ChatGPT was launched in November of last year, a tool that APIs into ChatGPT. So that anything that they interact with that particular GPT, it stays inside their firewalls, it stays safe. But Bing does that. Bing is private. It doesn't go into the public domain. Once you in the chat, it doesn't remember it. It doesn't learn from it. Doesn't train from it like ChatGPT does. And Gboard Google gives you images. It gets a little bit of a different type of user experience. And Jasper Chat is actually just for marketers. So if you guys are interested in using that one, I get what I need from ChatGPT. I've tried a few different marketing tools, and I get what I need from ChatGPT. But maybe maybe it's because I have a lot of experience in the marketing arena. But if someone like if I had a junior marketer on my team, I would probably get them a subscription in Jasper Chat to help them become more savvy at developing campaigns and writing emails and subject lines and maybe writing press releases and help them navigate, as well as give them the opportunity to adopt an AI tool. So, but it's very expensive. It's almost $500 a year. That's just a little much for me. But I think it's definitely on the rise. I looked on Crunchbase. They have millions in funding. They're way past several funding rounds for their company. They've been in business since like 2017. 2017. None of us ever heard about them until this year. So, these are the tools that I use. So, what we're going to be getting to in just a minute, and I'll tell you what these all are. I would love it if you guys, and there'll be the call to action in a minute, to try to become proficient in 2 or 3 of a marketing AI tool to maybe make life a little easier for you guys. I'm telling you the ones that I use. My productivity has increased by 75% across the board. In the past, I've had to write a blog, I'd have to interview stakeholders, write the blog, go read and research all sorts of things. It would take me 3 or 4 days. I'm telling you, I can do it in like 4 hours now. I do a little bit of research and get myself knowing what I need to hone in on. I get a really good prompt into ChatGPT, and every single time, the results that I get are about 80% there. So then now I need to go in and I need to fix it. It needs to sound like Ronda or the company that I work for, who I might be ghostwriting for. It needs to sound like them, the human element. So I definitely am a big fan of ChatGPT, but a couple other ones, Synapse. I did try it for a few months. It's $25 a month. All of these have free trial basis. You have to put your credit card in, but put a little note on your calendar to go cancel the trial before they charge your card, so you don't have to pay it. But Synapse takes the place of the creative brief. When you're trying to develop a campaign, create a big bold statement, like that big catchy statement when you're trying to launch a product, it replaces the creative brief. You answer those 4 or 5 basic questions, which is inside the tool, and it gives you like 3 options. And every time I use it, I was like, this is amazing. I was like, this is great. So it didn't take my job away. It enabled me. It enabled me to be better at my job, to be quicker, more productive at my job. And so it does give you big bold statements and then a summary underneath the big bold statement. So it'd be like your leading, big bold statement is like your leading statement on your campaign. And then it gives you some art options. And this is a big negative for the tool. It kind of looks like Hangman. So it definitely, the art doesn't work for me, but I do think for junior marketers, this is a great tool. And if I was still leading my marketing team before, I would make every single person on my team get a subscription to this. Every single one. Because they wallow around, I can't think of a big bold statement, I don't know. So it helps you get your campaign lifted off the ground. Talk about ChatGPT, Wave video, amazing, amazing. If you guys need to do a video for anything, if you guys are like fun stuff, you're gonna go on a fun weekend with your friends and you have you can do a video compilation. It is super easy to use. You can do voiceover, you can do music overlays. Like, the technology is amazing. I'm consulting for a large managed care organization, and that's just fancy for like a big insurance company in the country, and they're completely resistant. They've been around forever, over 100 years. You guys all know the name. I'm sorry I can't divulge the name because of my contract. But they're not adopting AI in the marketing front. I've talked to their head of marketing, who reports to the president of a particular division, and she's like, she just doesn't, even though after talking to her, she just can't seem to put her toe in there and go there. They're not ready to adopt AI. They told me, when I was telling them about Wave Video, she said, I just signed a contract for $1.2 million to do more videos. Did you say $1.2 million? She said yes. Is that okay? So hopefully, I think whatever vendor she's using is not using marketing AI. Because if they were, they should be getting about 200 videos for that amount. But I'd be willing to bet maybe they're getting 20 videos. Maybe. The people are too afraid to adopt and try it. So imagine one of you guys learning Wave Video, and you put it on your resume and your LinkedIn profile. You go do an internship. You go into a company. Maybe it's antiquated, like a lot of companies are. But you can say, yeah, I know how to use this video software, and maybe they'll start paying attention. Maybe. You know what? We need. You know what? I think I can help with that video. I can get that video 80% there, and then maybe we can take that and send that out, and they can fine-tune it the rest of the 20%. Maybe that'll start happening. Hopefully. But people are afraid of adopting AI. They're afraid. The next one is actually beautiful.ai, and that is my presentation here. I should use it. Like, Gary wants me to talk to about AI to the AMA students. I better have a really swanky presentation here. So I went Google, marketing AI tools for presentations, and I found beautiful.ai. I've had the most fun putting this presentation together. Remember I said at the beginning, I love marketing, I love my job even more. This is another example. It made putting this together so easy. If I went to an advertising agency and asked them to put the presentation together, I promise you could charge like $15,000. And we would have went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I don't like that image. You have this, can you go for this image? Can you do that? I don't like that color. Like, can we change this here? It would cost $15,000 because it's going to look this swanky from an advertising agency. But I'm like, no, I'm going to do it myself. And so I'm in a 14-day trial right now, and it ends on Tuesday. I have a little note on my calendar. Cancel the beautiful AI trial, but actually since I've used it, I've loved it so much, I am going to pay for the subscription. It's $25 a month. I'm going to keep it. I loved it so much. So, very easy to do. And then Apollo.io. And by the way, I went back, except for ChatGPT, I went and researched all of these. They've all been around since 2018. All these companies. Nobody knows about them. They all have funding. There's this organization called Crunchbase, and you can look it up, and you can go find out funding information for organizations. And I went on Crunchbase and I looked. They all have millions in funding, and nobody knows about them. And if you want to be a user, you can be a user for like $25 a month. Super inexpensive. If you want to be a user. Apollo.io is the best thing I've seen in a long time. I've already referenced it. This is a little advanced from where you guys are in your career, but you've heard of 5 minutes left? Okay. So this integrates email marketing, lead generation list, contact names, the sales pipeline. It integrates all these different functions and it tracks all the data. This is a phenomenal tool. It puts Salesforce.com to shame. So we're almost done. These are some influencers I would love for you guys to follow. We're almost done. And you guys can have my presentation. I'm going to send it to Megan. we take pictures. These are the people I follow, companies and people. This is how I've been learning. So ChatGPT Central, this is all LinkedIn except for this podcast. ChatGPT Central has its own LinkedIn page, amazing. Generative AI, amazing page, great content every day. Isabella has about 20,000 followers. I remember she had 2,000 followers on LinkedIn. I like her the best. She speaks more kind of like a layman's term. Like I can follow what she's saying. I like her the best. I forget her name. I can't remember her name, but she plays a devil advocate role. She kind of has like the, I'm going to expose like kind of the negative side of AI, which I like that. So let's not think it's all great. And then this is Max, and he has about 85,000 followers on LinkedIn. This is where I get my information. There's a podcast called Me, Myself, and AI. Every episode is about 17 to 20 minutes. They're phenomenal. It's real life use cases of how companies are using AI, and they have powerhouse hitters on these podcasts. The head of like data science for Walmart was on one of them. I listened, and he was talking about how they use AI to predict pricing, optimal pricing. He's like, even a penny difference on a product means thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue or lost revenue. So this is how I've been learning. You guys want to follow these folks. And lastly, this is my call to action to you guys. Please read. Just follow the people that I just said on LinkedIn or the companies. Just go follow their page. It's going to come up in your profile. Somebody has a question. Okay, I'm going to get the email. I'm going to get the presentation to Megan, so you guys will see. I could tell it wasn't clear. I'll get it out to you guys. Get involved on these LinkedIn pages. Hit the like button, comment, share a post. So I connected with Isabella and one of the other folks because I commented on their posts or I shared their posts, and they were like, "Thank you, Rhonda," or they made a comment, and then they connected with me. So you can connect, if you get involved in their pages, they're going to want to connect with you. And then I would love it if you guys could become proficient in 1, 2, 3 of the marketing AI tools that we talked about that I use, or find the ones that you use, and add these to your LinkedIn profile and your resume, and become proficient in those. Take advantage of the free trial. Try to use them, and add it to your bio and your LinkedIn profile. Any questions? My goal, like I said, would be have you guys be ready for the job market and go into the job market feeling comfortable with marketing AI, because you're going to have to use it sooner rather than later. And between now and in the time the students graduate, it's going to be vastly different. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a necessity sooner rather than later. So do the work now. Question?
I'm just curious, to the extent that you believe AI technology should be limited, especially in like marketing or creative use.
I don't think it should be limited. I don't. So, as I mentioned before, about Rob that owns Company Main Studios, or my own work, if we embrace it and adopt it, it will make you, I feel more fulfilled in my job using more AI, marketing AI. And I'm getting more done without feeling so overwhelmed by the amount of work that's on my plate. It's adding actually more quality of life to my life, because I don't want to be do more with less, and that's not what I'm trying to say, but I say embrace it. It's not going to go away. I think we need to embrace it, and even the companies that I consult with, they say we're scared, but we know we got to do it. We know we got to do it. We don't know where to start. Try to help them where to start. So I say embrace it.
I know for ChatGPT, it only goes as far back as September 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of the tools that you just showed us more in real time?
They are real time. Great question. So she said that the tool, ChatGPT, only goes back to September 2021. Do the other tools, assuming the competitors, they also Gboard and Bing are real time. They are real time. Yes.
And why is ChatGPT 2 years off?
That's how they wrote the program. That's a great question. I did read something a few months ago that they never expected this to happen, this to take off this way. It's a training model. So whatever gets inputted into it, the app, the system, the program is learning from what's getting thrown into it, and then it's learning from what it's producing. So it gives you a result, and then you ask for a fine tune on the result. So it's a training model. They said they never expected this to happen. Interesting how that might change that.
Could you give like a brief rundown of in your everyday work life where you're implementing AI and how?
A brief rundown in everyday life where I'm implementing AI. Everything I'm doing, I'm using AI. I'm using it all day, every day. Even if you're in LinkedIn, if you send a message to someone on LinkedIn, it now prompts you and says, "Do you want me to rewrite your message?" When you DM somebody on LinkedIn, that's AI. So what I'm trying to do as a marketer is have my own toolbox, which I do. That's why I want my own toolbox across the different categories underneath the marketing function, whether it's brand management, whether it's website, SEO, social media, public relations, where I want a toolbox that I go to help me accomplish my job. And I'm well on my way with my toolbox. Probably want to add a couple more, because I want to be having a tool helping me with almost anything that I do in marketing and the function. Did that answer your question?
You said like learning a skill from AI from those companies and putting it on resumes for companies to look at would be beneficial. Do you think that companies will look at it and appreciate the skill that we put on, or do you think they would look at it and be like kind of stray away from us?
I love that question. She's asking, I'll paraphrase about, if you have a marketing skill, a marketing AI skill, are companies going to embrace it or shy away from it? It's a great question. Did I paraphrase it right? Okay. So great question. So the current company I work for, I'm in a one-year contract that goes for another month or so. So I'm kind of starting to look at my options outside of this organization. I had a one-year commitment and am now working on exiting the company. And so I made a decision on my LinkedIn profile of who I want to be. And I can't be everything to everybody. So companies that don't want to embrace marketing AI, and I do, we're just not a good fit for each other. So it's just like any job search. You gotta find the company where you fit the culture. Not every company's for us. So just who do you want to be? Do you want to be someone who's going to adopt marketing AI and let the people who are afraid of you pass on you? Are you comfortable with that? I am. The reason why I'm in the current job that I'm in, because I was working for an industry that was very antiquated and shrinking, and it is not adopting technology, and they're not open to adopting technology, and I love the job, but I could just see, like, I hit a point that I couldn't do more. She said, I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and go do a tech startup in AI. So you got to know who you want to be. So on my LinkedIn profile, I've been reaching out to people. I bet there are a lot of people that said, I don't want YouTube marketing, I don't want nurse marketing, I'm okay with that. So just know who you want to be. I think there was another question.
I was just going to ask if you've come across any like certification courses.
Three courses I didn't think training. The influencers that I showed you, the three. So Isabella had a webinar today for free at 4 o'clock. I couldn't make it, I was coming here. I wanted to come chat with Megan 45 minutes before they started. So I couldn't make it. Matt, who was on the bottom side of the slide, your bottom right, they have stuff all the time. They're always posting up. They've monetized it. The more followers they have, the more money they make. The more followers they have, the more people reach out to them. They come to my company. They monetize it. So they're happy to give away their free time. So, and then I have done some research. I think UC Berkeley, there's a few that are doing courses for free online, a couple hours, where you can get some sort of badge certification that you can add on your LinkedIn profile. Yes, I've looked into it. I want to do it myself. So yeah, that's a great question. That is a fantastic way to get yourself more marketable when you're graduating or looking for an internship. That is another fantastic way. And you can add on your LinkedIn profile. If you go to mine, you'll see underneath, I say like ChatGPT super user, marketing AI leader. Got to back it up, but you could say marketing AI, if you don't want to be a marketing AI leader, you can say marketing AI, which kind of means you're using marketing AI. So there's ways to market yourself, to showcase yourself that you're adopting or using marketing AI so that you're targeting companies that are connected with you. You guys have the same goal in mind. I don't want to work for a company that's not open to having conversations about AI. And even when I'm sending out conversations and resumes and cover letters to people, I just say I'm just looking for a company that's open to the conversation. They don't even have to be adopting it yet. I'll get them to adopt it when I get there. But just open to the conversation. I know who I am. I know who I want to be. And I'm fine with companies passing up on me if they're not even open to the conversation. I'm like, perfect. We are not a good fit. So, there's somebody back there. Yes.
Are there any specific training that big companies are already looking for? Like credible training programs that they're kind of targeting?
That are tied to AI. I'm going to say no. If you guys adopt and learn and become proficient in a couple of these tools, you are in the 99.9%. You're in the less than 1%. That's where you are. I'm telling you, people are not. I know another company. It's a $30 billion construction company. They just sent a letter to all their employees and said, you cannot use AI, you cannot use ChatGPT. We're trying to figure out right now what's going on with this. I'm like, oh, you're trying to figure it out right now? Have you been sleeping for the last 10 months since ChatGPT launched? People are this afraid. They won't even, they haven't even approached, what's the policy for employees? So what I heard, and Megan and I were talking about this before, employees are saying, fine, I'm just going to use ChatGPT on my personal computer. Now they gotta go type everything onto their work computer, but they're like, that's fine, it's still way faster than not using ChatGPT. And the coder said, you've got to be kidding me. I've never gotten a wrong answer yet from ChatGPT on coding, and I can't use it, and it just, because they ask about the code. I'm not a coder. But they ask about the code, and then they go validate if it. They're like, okay, great, I got the code, we're just going to implement it. They go validate if the code's correct, but it makes them more efficient in their job, and they're really upset. The company's going backwards. The employees are upset. So to answer your question, no. And if there's going to be small portions, if it were me, I would be looking for people with marketing experience or open to learning marketing AI, open to the conversation. I think you guys have an advantage. You're in a point in your career where people are not ready for AI, but when you're coming out of school, you're at an advantage. Because there's a lot of, I don't use PowerPoint, I don't use Excel people out there that are going to do that for AI. You guys you're an advantage. I think you're in a good place.
Let's do one more question.
The educational system will have to be completely redesigned for the next generation.
Was that a statement or a question? Is the educational system going to have to be redesigned for the next generation? I don't know, but I think it's gonna depend on if is Hillsborough County going to want to embrace AI, right? But I did see I think it was ABC Action News, and they did a feature story on a kindergarten class that they were already using AI with the students in the class. So I think it comes down to Gary is open to embracing AI. You're going to have the same thing in the educational system where the superintendent might be open, may not be open. You might have instructors at the school level be like, you know what, I don't care what downtown says. I'm going to introduce some marketing AI to my students. Not marketing AI, just general AI. So I think it's going to eventually transform, but when, I don't know, but there'll be some sort of disruption, good or bad, I'm not sure.
Can I ask just one last question, because I know we're over time a little bit? What about analytics? What about analytics with artificial intelligence? We have Google Analytics, we have analytics in every social media platform, every SEO, we're doing SEO, we're doing analytics. So where does AI play into helping us be better analysts as far as marketing?
That analytics is my specialty. It's called marketing attribution. That's just a fancy word to say looking at the data in marketing. I'm super excited about this. I have been looking for a program to manage the marketing attribution for years. So much so, the last job I was at before now, we actually built it in-house. It took me 2 years to get into the CEO and the CFO to give me $100,000 to start building it in-house. And we built it in-house. So all this technology, all this coding, these APIs, we built it in-house. The second year, we probably spent another $50,000. So I'm digging around. I don't think there's one catch-all solution to it. Maybe there's something built into Watson X. Possibly, I haven't done a demo in it. But that Apollo, that one does it. It has the analytics real time in that tool. It's amazing. So that one, it's a very sophisticated tool for campaign management. It brings a whole bunch of things in together. I'm over the moon happy with what they've done with real-time analytics because now we have to capture the information 2 to 4 weeks later. You got to manage your own data warehouse and figure out what the analytics look like and look for the trends. And because there's nothing that's a perfect fit out there, I built one at the last company, but if you find another one, please let me know. But the only one I found so far is Apollo.io for campaign management. But there's not one yet that's enterprise-based across every single function. But for campaign management, Apollo.io does it, and it's amazing. Amazing. If you guys go through the next few months and years, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. Like I said in the beginning, I'm very passionate about this. You guys are future marketing executives. I am so excited about that. We need you guys in this discipline to help transform it, bring it to more of an innovative state, and keep changing that stereotype. So if I can help in any way, please let me know. You can DM me on LinkedIn. Megan has my contact information, and Gary. I'm happy to help in any way. Truly am.
Before you all go, just thank you very much, Rhonda. That was amazing. And I also wanted to make some announcements about some of our future events, and also there's a post-event survey for tonight. But on the left, there's a QR code that leads you to the Eventbrite for Jeff Vinnick, and we are opening this up to students outside of AMA, so you guys have the first offer to sign up tonight before they're sold out. I highly recommend doing this. For those of you that don't know, Jeff Vinnick is the owner of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's very successful. He's going to be talking a little bit about his brand development and the development of Tampa Bay. So if you guys want to sign up for that, that's on October 4th. And also, we kindly ask you to fill out the post-event survey for tonight as well. And thank you all so much for coming, and thank you, Rhonda.